Okay, so today we're going to be talking about how to use tritone substitutions in your solos. We're going to be working with a 12-bar blues in the key of E flat, and I've gone ahead and composed a solo that uses a lot of tritone licks. So let's jump into it. We have our first idea over the one chord, the E flat 7. Okay, so what's happening here? Well, we have this kind of descending line. All right, this is kind of a Barry Harris idea. A little bit of a diminished, and then that's going to get us to our A flat 7. And then right here, that's the tritone sub. So what I'm doing is I'm playing, this is an E7 that gets us back to E flat. So the tritone of A, well, not of A flat, the tritone of B flat 7 would be an E7. So I'm kind of thinking about 5, 1 right here. So I'm playing over an E7 to get back to E flat 7. So here's that line again. Okay, and then from there, let's continue. We have this is a typical bebop lick. You'll hear Bird or Charlie Parker play that all the time. And then in the last measure of the first system, we have another tritone lick. So what's happening here is we're on the E flat 7, we're going to the 4 chord, the A flat 7, and we're going to use a tritone for the E flat. So we're going to play an A7 to get to A flat 7. So what we have is, there's your A7 arpeggio with an approach tone, then some chromatic tones, and then we land on the 5 of A flat 7, and then again I do another little Barry Harris lick on the 5 of A flat 7. Okay, I think he calls that his 5-4 lick because it starts on the 5, then it goes down to the 4, then you chromatically walk up to the 3. Okay, so that lick again goes. Okay, some additional notes right there. We have the 5th and the flat 7 of A flat 7. And then after that, I have a little blues lick for the remaining part of the 4 chord. So this is a very common Charlie Parker thing to do. He plays a lot of blues scales or blues scale licks over the 4 chord when he gets to the 4 chord in a 12-bar blues. So this one goes. Okay, very simple. And then I resolve it to E flat, just the 3rd and the 5th. Okay, going into the next measure over the C7. So what this is, it's basically like a C9 with the 4 or the 11 on top. You can actually think of it as a G minor 7 arpeggio right here. So we've got a little bit of enclosure. And I'm thinking of a tritone sub right here as well. These two notes. So we have the E and the G flat. That is the 7th and the root of a G flat 7 chord, which is the tritone sub for C. And that's going to get us to F minor. So again, we have. All right, and then going into the final system, the final line. And then I'm playing, it's basically like an F minor 9 arpeggio, or you can think of it as an A flat major 7 arpeggio. So now right here over the B flat 7, this is where we're going to use some more tritone subs. Now you can think of this as altered. I'm thinking of it as like an E7 or an E9 with a sharp 11. Okay, so I was thinking about E7 when I played this lick. And then I'm enclosing the 5th of E flat. So again, it's okay. So that's tritone sub over the B flat, and then we get our turnaround at the end. So we're on the 5th of E flat, and then we're going to enclose 3rd of C7. But again, right here, I'm kind of thinking about another tritone sub. I'm thinking about F sharp 7. So you can see an F sharp 7 shape right here. It's also diminished. You can think of it as diminished because I'm not playing the F sharp. You could play that F sharp note, but I'm kind of singing that arpeggio, okay, with the tritone sub. That's going to get us to F minor. So we've got from the 5th of E flat again, and then we're walking up chromatically to the 5th of F minor. I'm going to play a little arpeggio here, like a C minor 7 arpeggio. Okay. And then our final tritone sub. Okay, it's an E7. So over the B flat 7, I'm playing an E7 again. That's going to get us back to our 1 chord, the E flat. Okay, so this final part, again, the C minor. And then you can resolve just a half step. So that last part, the E7 arpeggio, if you take the last note, the flat 7 of E, and move it up a half step, you're on E flat, and that is the root of the 1 chord. So works pretty well. Okay, so here's that last bit again, starting from the last 2 measures, the turnaround. So we have the 5th of E flat, and there it is, resolves at the end. Okay, so this is just kind of a brief introduction into how to solo using tritone substitutions over a 12-bar blues in the key of E flat. You might have noticed that I'm not really playing the full chord all the time. Sometimes I am playing the full arpeggio. Sometimes I'm thinking about the scale, so like a mixolydian scale or a mixolydian with a sharp 11. But a lot of times I'm just playing a few notes from the arpeggio, and that's really all you need. And the main thing is you can use these tritone substitutions whenever you're going to resolve a dominant chord. And if you use it correctly, then you should be going down a half step when you resolve. So if you're going to an E flat chord, then you're going to play over an E7 and resolve to E flat. If you're going to A flat 7, you can play over an A7, resolve down a half step to A flat 7. And that's pretty much the gist of it. So work on this. Try to grab some ideas from the solo. You can practice it slowly. I have a backing track on my Patreon along with PDF and everything you need. But once you kind of get the hang of it, see if you can come up with your own licks and your own ideas and use it over a 12-bar blues and other keys or any other chord progression or standard. Okay, thanks for watching.